I like to take a look at old knives every once in a while, discontinued knives, knives that are no longer in production but still have a cool design. And this is one of them. This is the Benchmade Pika Harley Davidson. I'm glad that I had the chance to check it out. It is a cool, interesting design. Nice piercy point. I like the blade shape quite a bit. I think it's kind of a mixture between aggressiveness but also very functional at the same time. It doesn't look that aggressive to me actually, but yeah, it has a nice aggressive point, very fine and acute point. It has a hollow ground blade, which is also a nice feature. And this is a Benchmade that actually was produced in China before Benchmade moved all their production to the USA. So this knife right here is about 10 years old, has not been used ever, is out of a collection of a collector. And yeah, it's gonna be sold today to a guy that hopefully actually uses it, because this is a very functional blade. I would like to use it myself actually. It feels like a good user. It has a nice secure handle. You can't slip into the blade, can't slip off the handle. Backlock, very, I would say a rather soft spring tension on the backlock here. Let me see if I can, yeah, you can spidey flick it, yeah. Very smooth action actually. This runs on, I think they are nylon washers. I believe they are nylon washers, at least they feel like nylon washers. And you can see that they have anodized the liners on this guy. There is no cutouts on the inside as it appears, but the knife is still very lightweight. Also blue anodized backspacer, not just the liners. It's a nice touch for a knife in this price range. This was a budget knife. I guess Benchmade, they had like a budget lineup in China, like a lot of other companies do. And the weight on this guy is 3.5 ounces, which is 101 grams. So even without the lack of milling, this is still a decently light knife. The size on this guy is 9 centimeters, which is like 3.6 inches, I guess. It is like a, I think it's like an Andela size. This is the Endura. So it should be sized like an Andela. Yeah. Here's another. Can you even see that? Oh my god, I'm doing a terrible job. And this is the Spyderco Native Chief Lightweight that I'm also currently carrying quite a bit. And yeah, you can see that's also a bigger knife, but yeah, thin construction on the Pika. It's like a Native Chief Lightweight or an Endura. And the Endura, I think, is like a PM2 in terms of thickness. So it's a thin knife, thin constructed knife. You can see it has a deep carry pocket clip that is deep carry when you carry tip down, but it's not deep carry when you carry tip up, but you still have a little bit of room left, which is also nice. Lanyard hole there, so you can even pull it a little bit better. Is Benchmade is still allowed, I think, to use the Spidey hole, yeah. They have some sort of deal going on with Spyderco, I don't know, but yeah, the steel on this is 9CR13 MOV. 9CR13 MOV, basically it already tells you what it is in the name. So 9 stands for the percent of carbon, and then CR13 means 13% chromium. And MOV, it doesn't say, so 9CR13 is just a short name for 9CR13 MOV, but they mean the same. MOV, molybdenum, vanadium. It's a, I would say it's a mediocre steel, depending on how it's heat treated and ground. It's probably in the edge retention range of Aus 8, 440B kind of steel, and yeah, it's a good steel if it's ground well and heat treated well. Good user steel. It takes a sharp edge quickly, and but also dulls down quickly. No issues with rust usually. Should be decent in rust resistance, but not super great though. Still only 13% chromium. I don't know how much of that chromium is in carbides and how much is in solution though, but I think most of it's in solution. You can see this one has the partial serrated edge. I like the big serrations. I don't like that they have the sharpening notch back here, because that takes away 5 millimeters of the cutting edge. They could have moved the serrations further back. Is that possible construction wise? I think so. Yeah, so the plain edge version should have the edge all the way back to here. So yeah, this is G10 on the handle scales. A thing I don't like, I mean, this is made in China. I'm not knocking Benchmade for that. I think that's okay. This came in at a budget price, and yeah, for what it costs, I think it's totally fine. The knife is well centered. The lockup is there's a little bit of blade play here, something I don't like. Chimping all across the spine, by the way. Not spine, but on the back lock here. But yeah, there's a little bit of blade play. That's something I don't like. And I also don't like that I have used a lot of different screws on here, because on the pocket clip you have like a T5 and you have a T6 on the construction of the rest of the knife, and here you have a T8 on this pin, which I guess is holding the back lock. And then you have what was that? So we had I think a T10. Yeah, the pivot is a T10, and then this is a T8, and these are T6s, these 3, and these are T5. So you have you need 4 different wrenches to take this knife apart. So it's 4 different torques. That's kind of, that's kind of shitty, to be honest. But if you don't take it apart a lot, I guess you should be fine. Yeah, I just really like this shape. I think the shape is really good. It's really sexy. There seemed to be a mini Pika as well. I don't know how big that one was. And the Pika 1 and Pika 2 were with FRN scales, and then the Pika Harley Davidson was with G10 and anodized liners. So yeah, pretty cool knife. Glad I could check it out. It looks like a very useful knife, and I hope the person that gets it uses it quite a bit, because this is a workhorse of a knife. It's meant to go to work, and that's a beautiful thing. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and maybe we see each other in another video. Goodbye, people.